Ozzy Osbourne once bit a real bat's head off during a live show? Let's dive into 30 eerie moments that prove rock stars live on the edge of the extraordinary. 30. Ozzy Osbourne's bat incident.
Seated by his infamy.
I looked evidently through an unconscious bat on the stage and...
Did you know that Ozzy Osbourne once bit the head off a live bat during a concert? This shocking moment became one of rock's most infamous events. In 1982, during a performance in Des Moines, Iowa, a fan threw a bat onto the stage. Believing it to be a rubber toy, Ozzy picked it up and bit into it, only to realize it was a real live bat. He later recalled, "Immediately though, something felt wrong, very wrong. He was rushed to the hospital for rabies shots after the show." This incident cemented his reputation as the Prince of Darkness and showcased the unpredictable nature of rock performances. 29. John 5's sinister persona. Did you know that guitarist John 5 often performs in eerie, horror-inspired makeup? His stage presence is as captivating as his guitar skills. John 5, known for his collaborations with Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie, brings a unique blend of technical prowess and theatricality to the stage. His fascination with horror films and the macabre heavily influences his onstage persona. He once said, "I love the horror genre so much and I try to bring that to my music." His performances often feature him dressed in ghastly makeup, resembling a sinister clown or a gothic specter, adding a visual intensity that complements his intricate guitar work. Fun fact, did you know that Led Zeppelin's iconic song Black Dog was named after a black Labrador that wandered into the studio during recording? It's a quirky piece of trivia that adds charm to the legendary track. 28. Rammstein's fiery performances. Did you know Rammstein's concerts are so intense that they've trained as licensed pyrotechnicians? Their shows are a fiery spectacle you won't forget. Rammstein, the German industrial metal band, is renowned for their explosive live performances. Their use of pyrotechnics is so extensive that each member underwent professional training to become certified pyrotechnicians, ensuring safety while delivering jaw-dropping effects. Frontman Till Lindemann often takes center stage engulfed in flames or wielding fire-breathing apparatuses, creating a visual symphony of fire and music. Their 1998 performance at the Wuhlheide in Berlin is particularly legendary, featuring a flaming bow and arrow and a burning mechanical angel. 27. Gwar's monstrous costumes. Ever wondered what it's like to be drenched in fake blood at a concert? Gwar's shows are as messy as they are legendary. Hailing from Richmond, Virginia, Gwar is a band that defies convention with their elaborate, grotesque costumes and satirical themes. Each member embodies a character from their elaborate mythology, such as Odorous Urungus or Ballsack the Jaws of Death. The concerts are infamous for over-the-top theatrics, including mock battles, executions, and copious amounts of fake blood and other fluids sprayed into the audience. This interactive chaos has earned them a dedicated fan base and a reputation for hosting some of the wildest shows in rock. As frontman David Brockie once said, "We were going to be the band that destroyed the world." 26. Alice Cooper's Guillotine Act. Did you know Alice Cooper's stage show once included a live boa constrictor? His performances are a blend of rock and horror theater. Alice Cooper, born Vincent Furnier, is often hailed as a godfather of shock rock. His theatrical performances have included everything from live snakes to electric chairs, but perhaps most infamous is his Guillotine Act. During shows, Cooper would be executed on stage, complete with a realistic guillotine and a decapitated head prop. This macabre spectacle was inspired by his love of horror films and vaudeville, aiming to bring a cinematic experience to rock concerts. Despite controversies and accusations of promoting violence, Cooper maintained that it was all part of the show, stating, "We do it with a sense of humor." 25. Marilyn Manson's controversial imagery.
And I don't need to bother to resist or I'll beat ya.
Did you know Marilyn Manson's stage name is a combination of Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson? His persona is designed to provoke and challenge norms. Marilyn Manson, born Brian Warner, crafted his stage persona to reflect the dichotomy of beauty and evil in American culture. His performances are renowned for their provocative and often disturbing imagery, including self-inflicted injuries, controversial religious symbols, and grotesque costumes. One notable performance in 1997 involved tearing pages from a Bible on stage, sparking outrage and protests. Manson's intent has always been to challenge societal norms and provoke thought, stating, "I dare people to be themselves and see what happens." 24. Slipknot's Masked Mayhem. Did you know Slipknot's members are identified by numbers and wear matching jumpsuits? Their anonymity adds to the band's mystique. Slipknot, the 9-member band from Des Moines, Iowa, is as famous for their aggressive music as they are for their distinctive image. Each member dons a unique mask and is assigned a number, creating a sense of unity and anonymity. Their live performances are chaotic and high energy, often featuring stage diving, headbanging, and an array of percussion instruments. The band's philosophy revolves around the idea of the mask as a way to let the music speak for itself, with percussionist Sean Crahan stating, "The minute we put the masks on, it's a visual thing. People see us and they don't know what we are." 23. The Misfits' horror punk aesthetic. Did you know the Misfits' iconic skull logo is inspired by a 1946 horror film? Their imagery is deeply rooted in classic horror. The Misfits, formed in 1977, pioneered the horror punk genre by blending punk rock with horror film themes. Their lyrics often reference classic horror and science fiction, and their performances are characterized by a gothic aesthetic, including the famous devil lock hairstyle. The Crimson Ghost skull logo, adopted from a 1946 film serial, has become synonymous with the band and is a staple in punk iconography. Frontman Glenn Danzig's baritone voice and dark lyrics set the band apart in the punk scene, creating a cult following that endures to this day. As Danzig once remarked, "We were doing things that nobody else was doing." 22. Black Sabbath's Dark Aura. Did you know that Black Sabbath's music was so haunting that fans believed they practiced black magic? Their eerie sound and theme sparked countless rumors. Black Sabbath, pioneers of heavy metal, often delved into dark and occult themes in their music. Their self-titled track, Black Sabbath, is a prime example, featuring ominous lyrics and the use of tritone, historically dubbed the Devil's Interval for its unsettling sound. This musical choice added to their mysterious image, leading some to speculate about the band's involvement with the occult. However, bassist Geezer Butler clarified, Black Sabbath was a warning against black magic and Satanism. 21. Rob Zombie's horror influence. Did you know Rob Zombie named his band after a 1932 horror film? His entire career is an homage to classic horror cinema. Rob Zombie, born Robert Cummings, has seamlessly blended his love for horror films with his music and filmmaking. His band, White Zombie, was named after the 1932 horror film White Zombie, reflecting his deep-rooted passion for the genre. Zombie's solo music career continued this trend with albums like Hellbilly Deluxe, featuring tracks inspired by horror themes. Transitioning to filmmaking, he directed movies such as House of 1000 Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, both odes to 1970s horror cinema. Zombie once stated, "The 1970s was the last great time where films were being made for the sake of the film and not for the sake of the money." 20. Ghost's Nameless Ghouls. Did you know the band Ghost's members are all anonymous, known only as Nameless Ghouls? Their enigmatic presence adds to their eerie allure. The Swedish band Ghost is renowned for its theatrical stage presence and anonymity. Led by a character known as Papa Emeritus, later evolving into Cardinal Copia, the band members are referred to as Nameless Ghouls, each representing one of the 5 elements: fire, water, wind, earth, and ether. This anonymity allows the focus to remain on their music and the overarching themes of their performances, which often incorporate satanic and occult imagery. Their debut album, Opus Eponymous, received critical acclaim for its blend of heavy metal and pop melodies, all while delivering dark, ecclesiastical themes. The band's unique approach has garnered a dedicated following and multiple awards, including a Grammy for Best Metal Performance in 2016. 19. King Diamond's Corpse Paint. Did you know King Diamond's eerie face paint was inspired by Alice Cooper? His ghastly appearance is a hallmark of his performances. King Diamond, born Kim Bendix Peterson, is a Danish heavy metal musician known for his distinctive falsetto vocals and theatrical stage presence. His signature corpse paint, featuring inverted crosses and ghoulish designs, was influenced by shock rock pioneer Alice Cooper. As the frontman of Merciful Fate and later his eponymous band, King Diamond's lyrics often explore themes of horror and the occult, with concept albums like Abigail telling chilling narratives. He once remarked, "I love horror movies and the theatrical aspect of it was something that I wanted to bring into music." 18. The Cure's Gothic Style. Did you know The Cure's frontman Robert Smith was once mistaken for a ghost due to his appearance? Their gothic style is iconic. The Cure, formed in 1978, became pioneers of the gothic rock genre, with frontman Robert Smith's distinctive look, disheveled hair, smeared red lipstick, and all-black attire becoming emblematic of the band's aesthetic. Their music, characterized by melancholic lyrics and atmospheric soundscapes, resonated with the disenchanted youth of the 1980s. Albums like Pornography and Disintegration delve into themes of existential despair and romanticism. Despite their somber image, Smith has noted, "It's far more enjoyable being miserable than being happy." The Cure's influence extends beyond music, impacting fashion and culture, and they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2019. 17. 9 Inch Nails' intense performances. Did you know Trent Reznor once injured himself on stage due to his intense performance? 9 Inch Nails shows are a visceral experience. 9 Inch Nails, the industrial rock project led by Trent Reznor, is renowned for its raw and powerful live performances. Reznor's commitment to delivering emotionally charged shows has led to onstage injuries, including a notable incident where he smashed a keyboard so violently that debris caused a gash on his hand. The band's music often explores themes of self-destruction, addiction, and existential angst, with albums like The Downward Spiral being critically acclaimed for their depth and intensity. Reznor's authenticity and willingness to confront personal demons through his art have garnered a dedicated fan base and multiple awards, including an induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2020. 16. Tool's surreal visuals. Did you know Tool's music videos are so unique that fans often analyze them for hidden meanings? Their surreal visuals are a feast for the eyes. Tool, the progressive metal band formed in 1990, is celebrated for its complex music and accompanying surreal visuals. Their music videos, often directed by guitarist Adam Jones, utilize stop-motion animation and abstract imagery to create enigmatic narratives. The video for Sober, for instance, features a humanoid figure navigating a dark, mysterious environment, leaving viewers to interpret its meaning. Jones explained that the video doesn't contain a specific storyline, but aims to evoke personal emotions through its imagery. 15. The Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil. Did you know the Rolling Stones' performance of Sympathy for the Devil at Altamont ended in tragedy? This event marked a dark chapter in rock history. In 1969, the Rolling Stones performed at the Altamont Free Concert, intending it to be a Woodstock West. However, the event descended into chaos, culminating during their performance of Sympathy for the Devil. A fan, Meredith Hunter, was fatally stabbed by a Hells Angels security guard, an incident captured on film. Mick Jagger attempted to calm the crowd, saying, "Something very funny happens when we start that number." The tragedy highlighted the darker side of the 1960s counterculture and raised questions about concert security and the influence of music on crowd behavior. 14. Led Zeppelin's occult imagery. Did you know Jimmy Page owned an occult bookstore and was fascinated by Aleister Crowley? Led Zeppelin's music is infused with mystical references. Led Zeppelin's guitarist Jimmy Page had a deep interest in the occult, particularly the works of Aleister Crowley. He even purchased Crowley's former residence, Boleskine House, on the shores of Loch Ness. This fascination influenced the band's imagery and music, with symbols like the Zoso appearing on their fourth album, each member choosing a personal emblem. The lyrics of songs like Stairway to Heaven contain mystical and ambiguous references, leading to various interpretations. Page once stated, "I feel Aleister Crowley is a misunderstood genius of the 20th century." 13. Nirvana's In Utero era photos. Did you know Nirvana's In Utero album was almost titled, "I Hate Myself and I Want to Die"? The era's photos reflect this raw intensity. Nirvana's third studio album, In Utero, marked a departure from their polished Nevermind sound, embracing a more abrasive and unfiltered style. Photographs from this era, captured by photographer Charles Peterson, showcase the band's raw energy and frontman Kurt Cobain's tumultuous state of mind. The album's original working title, I Hate Myself and I Want to Die, was a reflection of Cobain's dark humor and commentary on his public persona. The eventual title, In Utero, signifies rebirth and vulnerability. 12. David Bowie's Black Star imagery. I'm a black star. I'm a black star. Did you know David Bowie's Black Star album was released just 2 days before his death? Its imagery is laden with symbolism. David Bowie's final album, Black Star, serves as a poignant farewell, with its release coinciding closely with his passing in January 2016. The album's artwork, designed by Jonathan Barnbrook, features a fragmented black star, symbolizing mortality and transformation. The music video for the title track presents surreal and haunting visuals, including a jeweled skull and a solitary candle, interpreted as metaphors for Bowie's confrontation with his own mortality. Barnbrook explained, "The idea of mortality is in there, and the idea of a black star is something existing in the darkness." 11. Pink Floyd's The Wall live shows. Just leave them kids alone. know Pink Floyd built a literal wall on stage during the Wall concerts? Their live shows were groundbreaking. Pink Floyd's 1979 album The Wall was brought to life through an ambitious series of live performances between 1980 and 1981. During these shows, a wall was constructed between the band and the audience, symbolizing isolation and alienation, central themes of the album. The wall, built brick by brick during the first half of the concert, stood completed by intermission, obscuring the band entirely. The second half featured projections and animations by artist Gerald Scarfe, enhancing the narrative. The climax involved the wall dramatically collapsing, representing the breaking down of personal barriers. 10. Arthur Brown's Flaming Helmet. Did you know Arthur Brown was known for wearing a flaming helmet on stage? His fiery performances were truly unforgettable. Arthur Brown, the eccentric frontman of the crazy world of Arthur Brown, gained fame in the late 1960s for his theatrical performances and flamboyant stage presence. His most iconic act involved wearing a helmet set ablaze, earning him the nickname the God of Hellfire, a reference to his hit song Fire. This daring stunt was both mesmerizing and perilous, captivating audiences and influencing future shock rock artists. Brown's innovative blend of music and performance art paved the way for artists like Alice Cooper and Marilyn Manson, who also embraced theatricality in their acts. 9. The Beatles' Butcher album cover.
Let me down.
Did you know the Beatles once released an album with a controversial cover featuring raw meat and doll parts? This shocking image caused quite a stir. In 1966, the Beatles released the album Yesterday and Today in the US, featuring a cover image of the band dressed in butcher smocks, surrounded by raw meat and dismembered doll parts. This provocative image, known as the Butcher cover, was intended as a satirical statement against the Vietnam War and the band's frustration with their music being butchered by American record companies. However, the public reaction was overwhelmingly negative, leading Capitol Records to recall the album and replace the cover with a more conventional image. Original copies with the Butcher cover are now highly sought after by collectors, symbolizing a daring moment in the band's history. 8. Sid Vicious's chaotic legacy.
Well, I was getting my own group together, the Flowers of Romance, and Rotten asked me.
Did you know Sid Vicious of the Sex Pistols was involved in a scandalous relationship that ended in tragedy? His life was as tumultuous as his music. Sid Vicious, bassist for the pioneering punk band the Sex Pistols, became infamous not only for his raw musical talent, but also for his tumultuous relationship with girlfriend Nancy Spungen. The couple's life was marked by heavy drug use and volatile behavior, culminating in Spungen's tragic death in 1978, for which Vicious was arrested and charged with murder. Before the case could go to trial, Vicious died of a heroin overdose in early 1979. 7. Kurt Cobain's Unplugged performance.
Good evening.
Did you know Kurt Cobain's haunting performance of Where Did You Sleep Last Night on MTV Unplugged was one of his last televised appearances? The raw emotion left audiences spellbound. In November 1993, Nirvana recorded a memorable session for MTV Unplugged, showcasing a different, more intimate side of their music. The set list included lesser-known tracks and covers, culminating in a powerful rendition of Leadbelly's Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Cobain's raw and emotive delivery, especially during the song's climax, captivated viewers and has been widely regarded as one of the most poignant moments in rock history. This performance, airing months before Cobain's untimely death in April 1994, stands as a testament to his profound artistry and enduring influence. 6. Freddie Mercury's final appearance.
I did too many movements. I think so too. But I just wanted to see.
Did you know Freddie Mercury's last music video appearance was in These Are the Days of Our Lives? His poignant performance was a farewell to fans. In 1991, Queen released the song These Are the Days of Our Lives, accompanied by a music video featuring Freddie Mercury in what would be his final appearance on film. Despite his visibly frail condition due to his battle with AIDS, Mercury delivered a heartfelt performance, ending with a direct message to the camera: "I still love you." The video served as a poignant farewell to fans, encapsulating Mercury's enduring spirit and dedication to his art. He passed away later that year, leaving behind a legacy as one of rock's most iconic frontmen. 5. Elvis Presley's '68 comeback special. Did you know Elvis Presley's 1968 TV special revitalized his career, showcasing a raw and powerful performance that reminded the world of his talent? The King reclaimed his throne. In December 1968, Elvis Presley starred in a television special simply titled Elvis, later known as the '68 Comeback Special. Dressed in black leather, Presley delivered electrifying performances that harkened back to his early rock and roll days. The special featured both live audience segments and intimate sit-down sessions, where Elvis revisited his classic hits with renewed vigor. This broadcast marked a significant turning point, reigniting his career and re-establishing him as a dominant force in the music industry. 4. Jimi Hendrix's guitar sacrifice.
Come on, I'll suck it to the 110.
Did you know Jimi Hendrix once set his guitar on fire during a live performance? This act became one of the most iconic moments in rock history. In 1967, during the Monterey Pop Festival, Jimi Hendrix delivered a performance that would become legendary. At the climax of his set, he doused his guitar with lighter fluid and set it ablaze, kneeling beside it as it burned. This act of sacrificing his instrument was both a statement and a spectacle, symbolizing his deep connection to his music and his desire to push the boundaries of performance art. The image of Hendrix kneeling before the burning guitar has since become emblematic of the psychedelic era and his innovative spirit. 3. The Cramps' Psychobilly Revolution. Did you know the Cramps coined the term psychobilly to describe their unique blend of punk and rockabilly? Their fusion of genres created a new musical movement. Formed in 1976 by Lux Interior and Poison Ivy, the Cramps emerged from the New York punk scene with a sound that combined the raw energy of punk rock with the twang of rockabilly, a style they dubbed psychobilly. This term, first used on their promotional flyers, was inspired by a lyric from Johnny Cash's One Piece at a Time. Their debut album, Songs the Lord Taught Us, released in 1980, showcased their distinctive style, featuring tracks like Garbage Man and I Was a Teenage Werewolf. The band's aesthetic drew heavily from B-movies and horror culture, with Lux Interior's theatrical performances and Poison Ivy's reverb-drenched guitar riffs creating a campy, macabre atmosphere. 2. Gigi Allen's Extreme Antics. Did you know Gigi Allen's concerts were so wild that venues banned him for life? His shocking behavior became infamous. Gigi Allen, the notorious punk rocker, was known for his chaotic and unpredictable live performances. His shows often involved self-harm, confrontations with the audience, and outrageous stunts that blurred the line between art and anarchy. He once declared, "My mission is to bring danger back to rock and roll." Despite his controversial behavior, Allen maintained a dedicated cult following, with fans fascinated by his raw, unapologetic approach to music. His life ended tragically in 1993 from a heroin overdose, but his legacy continues to provoke debates about the limits of performance art and the role of rebellion in punk rock. 1. Screamin' Jay Hawkins' Theatrical Magic. Did you know Screamin' Jay Hawkins was the first artist to use horror theatrics in rock? His performances were as chilling as they were thrilling. Screamin' Jay Hawkins, famous for his 1956 hit I Put a Spell on You, was a pioneer of shock performance. He often appeared on stage rising from a coffin surrounded by skulls and wearing capes, setting the tone for generations of theatrical performers. His haunting vocals and eerie stage presence captivated audiences, earning him the title of one of rock's earliest showmen. Hawkins once remarked, "I wanted to be different, shocking, and theatrical." His influence paved the way for future artists like Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne, proving that music can be just as much about visual storytelling as it is about sound. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Check out our other videos for more jaw-dropping stories about music, mysteries, and more. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.